What's good, y'all? It's your guy Bendu and your boy Alfred coming at y'all with another episode of Stock Talk, man. How you doing today, Alfred?
Good, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. Doing all right. I'm doing better now that you about to lay down the facts on me when it comes to the stock talk today. So what's good, man?
Today we're going to talk about BRGO International Incorporated, or BRGO. It's on the OTC market. It's trading at about 0.0065 right now. And they got a lot of interesting things going on. So, they released their quarterly back in March, quarterly for ending March in May. And it was pretty interesting. They had a very large uptick in revenue. So they had over $1 million in revenue for the quarter, but their losses were still at about 600,000. But what they did, two things that are really interesting in the past week, and one was they finished the acquisition of Gear Bubble. So Gear Bubble actually makes about 20 million a year. So basically, they acquired a revenue stream, a very significant revenue stream, and with that, I mean, that came at a price. Obviously, they had to give Gear Bubble 30% of their company. So that was obviously very significant. But Gear Bubble has agreed to finance, BGRO's operations. So what BRGO does is they manufacture jewelry, and they tend to go for the high-end market, diamonds and gold and whatnot. And so they, that's what market they operate in. Sorry about the noise here.
No, you're good.
Anyway, what's interesting though is they just got allowed to be put into Walmart's marketplace, so they're going to be featured there. And their last year was really bad because their jewelry sales were bad. There was no weddings that took place in 2020 basically, and that was one of their main lines of business. So, but in acquiring Gear Bubble, they're starting to be a revenue-based company. And with a market cap of 2.1 million, you guys, those are really good numbers, basically. And they do have debt of 12 million and whatnot. But it's definitely an interesting company. And at the price point it is now, or price per share, with revenues going up, and then with only 12 million in debt, I think it's definitely a good buy now.
Yeah, it sounds like people definitely going to be. Yeah, because people definitely going to be getting out now, trying to get jewelry and everything now that everybody's, being allowed to go back out now.
Yeah, now that they've opened stuff back up. They had some troubling past quarters and whatnot, but that's, that's part of business, as there's ups and downs in it. But if they're acquiring stuff now, they're on a acquisition. And the thing is, what's interesting is, Gear Bubble, didn't take money. They just took a piece of the company. So they actually believed, a lot in the company to where, hey, look, they're still going to share in the revenues. But, that I think that's really significant. And they did their due diligence and decided, hey, you know what? Okay, you can acquire us. We'll take the buyout. We'll do it for, 30% of the company. So I think, the people at Gear Bubble probably really believe in what BRGO is doing. So interesting stuff anyway.
Well, yeah, that's definitely a company to definitely look at to invest in from everything you told, you just said. So it definitely, and just I guess to circle back, or not circle back, but to pivot into that. That's a better segue. To pivot into the crypto market again. We were talking off camera about, just people keep your eye on NCAT and Safemoon right now, because it's looking like this is where they're going to be bottoming up right before they take off again. So now, I'll let that financial expert tell you to buy in, not me. So Albert, go ahead and explain that to me.
Yeah, I'm not a financial advisor either, obviously, but yeah. So, I mean, Safemoon and NCAT have been kind of, clubbing around their prices now for about a month without much movement. And that's or a couple of weeks after, with all the crypto market basically crashing, and then they're kind of all leveling out. So I think there was that very significant correction over the last, 2 weeks, or the month before And so there's a, downward trajectory for the entire crypto market. But I think that correction is kind of coming to a close, and we're going to start seeing that start to rise again. So hopefully, anyway. And also, I'm going to do a video going into the financials of BRGO probably later today. I'll kind of go into more detail on the company. So
okay. All right. So I guess we'll go ahead and close it out there, guys. As always, as Alfred just said, we're definitely not financial advisors. We're just throwing little ideas out there for you to, follow and research yourself if you want to. And yeah, unless you had something else to talk about, Alfred, I was gonna go ahead and wrap it up.
Yeah, you guys, with $100, you can buy 12, 13,000 shares of it. So it might be a good buy. And these are things, you want to just hold on to it for a couple of years. And I think we're going to see a significant increase in the share price. It's at 0.0066. I mean, it can go lower, obviously, but I think with the acquisition of 20 million in revenue, that we're going to start seeing an upward swing in the stock price. So here comes the street sweeper. So we're going to wrap it up here.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. This has been another episode of Stock Talk, and thanks for tuning in. Peace.